Hey, let's talk about some religion here. Um, you know, one of the big reasons that the colonists came to the United States was because of um, free religion. Um, and in our First Amendment today, we have two big guarantees of religious freedom. One is called the Establishment Clause, which says, hey, the government is not going to tell me what religion to have. And then the second one is the free exercise clause, which says that the government will not interfere with my religion. All right. So you can see they've both been extended to the states through the 14th Amendment, which is called incorporation, if you remember from what we were talking about with civil liberties. So let's talk a little bit about the Establishment Clause. Um, Big thing here is look, back in England, England had a church and you had to be a part of it. Um, and the colonists didn't want that. So they put this part in there. Um, Thomas Jefferson argued for it. He called it a wall between which church would prohibit favoritism, but any support for religion at all. Um, you can see the quote at the bottom. No injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods or no God. It neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg. All right, so it's talking about separation of church and state. One of the cases that we're going to look at, Engel versus Vitale, big test of this. Basically, in New York State, it was approved that everybody in public school would say a prayer each morning. Engel argued that it violated the Establishment Clause. Supreme Court says that you can't have prayer in public schools, that it violates the Establishment Clause. Pretty big case there when it comes to the Establishment Clause. Another one, Lemon versus Kurtzman, sets up the Lemon test, and this applies a lot to schools. If you want to have some kind of aid to church related schools, you're going to have to do the Lemon test. Um, Basically, it says that, you know, any kind of aid given to public schools must satisfy these three ideas. The Zellman case um, basically said that state vouchers could be used to pay tuition at religious schools. So this decision kind of goes back the other way. Um, you can read the opinion there of Justice Clark. Also, a case down at the bottom, Abington here in Pennsylvania. It says that school sponsored Bible reading is unconstitutional. Second part here, free exercise clause. Basically, um, it says that you can practice whatever you want. The only exception to this is that you can't break the law. So, a couple different things here. You can see Oregon versus Smith and the use of illegal drugs in religious ceremonies. So, you can't smoke dope and say, it's part of my religious practice. The other case here, and one that we're going to focus on a little bit, is Wisconsin versus Yoder. And in this case, you can see the Amish parents are prosecuted for pulling their kids out of school after eighth grade. You can see the question in the case there, and you can see that um, the court sided with the Amish parents. Another issue there is polygamy. Um, can you marry more than one woman? Um, basically, it the Supreme Court said that polygamy um, was not permitted under the Free Exercise Clause. All right, we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but just a little look at free exercise.